Now, to the backlash over President Trump's new tax plan. Take a look at two headlines from the New York Times. The first one reads, White House proposes slashing tax rates, significantly aiding wealthy. Here's the second from the opinion pages. It reads, President Trump's laughable plan to cut his own taxes. Joining us now, South Dakota Republican Senator John Thune. Mr. Senator, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Stuart.
It's a giveaway to the rich. That's what we hear. Would you respond to that, please?
Well, look, I think that everybody understands, Stuart, that when you reduce the tax burden on everyone and you get greater economic growth, which is what this is all about, it increases wages, it increases the number of good-paying jobs that are out there, and everybody sees their tax burden lessened. When you reduce rates, everybody benefits from that, and most importantly, the economy. And we want the economy to get back up to north of 3% growth, where it's been at 1.5 during the Obama years, and that will make a dramatic difference in the quality of life, the standard of living, and the wages for people in this country.
Do you think that you can get some Democrats in the Senate to go along with this plan, give or take a few changes? If you look at the basics of this plan, will some Democrats go along with it in the Senate?
I've had some conversations, Stuart, with some Democrats who I think could be wooed to support tax reform, but it's going to be very hard because their base doesn't want to see taxes lowered, and they're very wedded to the policies of the Obama administration, which were very anti-growth. And I think what you're seeing right now, the reason the economy is starting to pick up and it feels different out there, is there's a karma that comes when you lower taxes and lower regulatory burdens, make it less expensive, less difficult to create jobs in this country, and that's what we're seeing out there in the economy. Now, I hope that Democrats will be inclined to work with us to recognize that 1.5% growth just flat isn't good enough. We've got to get back up to 3 or north of there and try and help us pass a tax reform bill. We'll see. I mean, I think right now I'm not real optimistic about that, but we'll give them a chance.
Okay, you were at the White House last night for the briefing on North Korea. I know that it was a secretive sort of meeting, but can you tell us anything about it?
Well, you're right. It was a classified meeting. I thought it was a productive and helpful explanation from our national security team about what's at stake there and the steps that they're taking to deter the threat and make sure that that regime isn't able to get the capability to launch a nuclear weapon against the United States. It's a serious matter, and obviously there are lots of levers and tools that we have at our disposal, economic, diplomatic, cyber, and of course military, and our team is looking at all the options and taking the steps that are necessary, including bringing China into that equation, who has the most leverage over North Korea, to ensure that we get that regime to hopefully start behaving in a more rational way.
But it was a forward stance by the administration, a forward, not necessarily a challenge to North Korea, but a statement of enough is enough, we won't take it anymore. Was it like that?
Right. No question about that. And the era of strategic patience, which is what we had during the Obama administration, is over. Our leaders recognize, the president recognizes, this is a threat that has to be dealt with, and it's got to be dealt with in a decisive way. And the only thing that these leaders in North Korea recognize is strength. So the U.S. has to project strength. We've got to obviously involve our allies in that region and start to build, put a noose around this guy's neck. And that's starting to happen. But it's happening because there's new leadership, a new approach, and a recognition that we can't allow this threat to go unabated.
Okay. Senator Thune, thank you very much for joining us, sir. See you again soon.
Thanks, Stuart. You bet.
Yes, sir.